Hi, my name's David. I'm here to show you Singapore payroll in GIRO People. So let's click on People. Let's put in the country. So we're going to put in Singapore. We're going to put in the address. And the zip code. And then we're going to click Next. Now inside here we can input the schedule. So we can put it in, for example, as monthly. We can select the pay period. Is it monthly, weekly, twice per month, or bi-weekly? We can select the work week. We can select the payday and the first pay date. And then we can click Next. Now we can input the employee. So for example, John Lee. I can put in the email address. I can input his basic salary. And I can determine, is this per year, per month, or per hour? I can also add another employee here. I do recommend using our import feature under employees. It does contain all the information, including the statutory compliance. Let's click Finish. Sit back and relax while we set up your organization. Alright, so we're at the dashboard screen. Next, let's click on Settings, and let's click on Company Settings. Inside here, I can see my company details. I can say this is a work location or not. I can select the work week and the start time and end time, update the offboarding checklist, and most importantly, add the Cpf account. So let's click Add New. So inside here, we can add the Cpf account, Cpf submission number, organization ID. Is it a UEN business registration number, UEN local company registration, an ASGD, an ITR, a UENO? So you select which one based upon your company. You put in your organization ID number. Your employee type. Is it part of the private sector? Non-pensionable employees from statutory bodies and aided schools. Non-pensionable employees that are from ministries. Pensionable employees from statutory bodies or pensionable employees from ministries. You can choose which one. You can put in the advice code. You can put in the payment code. Is it PTE or AMS? You can input the serial number, and you can select the sector. Now, over here, you can include skill development levy and foreign worker levy. So you tick this based on your requirements, and then you can click Save. And you can see our Cpf account has been added. We have performance, so this is where you can update your appraisal cycle. And this is our IRAS settings. So this is where we can determine where our components should go. For example, bonus should go into bonus. Where should allowance go? Under which of these categories? So you have to determine where does your components map to. And if you create any new components, then you'll also have to map them here. And then once done, you can save it. So this you have to determine based upon what components you have. This again is just for an example. Next, let's go to bank account. This is where we can add a bank account. And the bank account, why we are adding it, is for GIRO purposes. So for example, we can have GIRO for DBS, HSBC, Citibank, UOB, OCBC, and CIMB. Then we can select the the GIRO format, so DBS, Interbank GIRO. We can input the account number, company code, and the branch code. After that, you can save it. And my DBS bank has been set up, and now I can use this for GIRO. We have Payslip Designer. Inside here, I can use our default payslip. I can also copy it and then make changes to it, or I can create a brand new one. It's up to you for your different payslips. Inside here's where you have the text, and this is where you can select your placeholders. And the placeholders are determined based upon which country you're from. So you should see the statutory requirement information there. Next, let's go to Employees and click on Employee List. Inside here, I can see all my different employees. I'm able to import my employees, add an employee, and if I click on the three dots, I'm able to edit an employee. So let's edit John Lee. Inside here, I can input his designation, his date of birth, his date of joining, input his contact details, determine his compensation details, and I can set effective date for salary. So if I want to say this salary is effective from, I can set that up here. I'm also able to select his employee type, for example, full-time or part-time. I can select his payment method. Is it a direct deposit? Which bank? The branch code, the account number. And then I can click Next. I can insert any components inside here. Now inside here we have all the statutory compliance information for Singapore. For example, is the employee a Singapore citizen? Then you have to put in the NRIC number, country of origin, race, religion. If they're a permanent resident, I got to put in, again, the NRIC number, country of origin, race, and religion, but I also have to put in the start of permanent residence and employee qualifications. Now, is the employee a foreigner? Employment pass. In that case, I have to input the FIN, employment pass issue date, employment pass expiry date, and then again, of course, for all country of origin, race, and religion. Now, is the employee a foreign worker S-Pass? Then I have to put in the S-Pass issue date, S-Pass expiry date, of course, the FIN, and of course, country of origin, race, and religion. But inside here, is it services or others, and what is the dependency cycle? Base tier 1, base tier 2. Now, is it a work permit? Then I have to put in the work permit number, work permit issue date, work permit expiry date, country of origin, race, and religion. Then I have to select here, is it higher skilled or base skilled? And then the sector, is it construction, manufacturing, marine shipyard, process, or services? And then based upon that, the dependency cycle. So what tier are they from? Sorry, dependency ceiling. All right, so let's say this person is a Singapore citizen. Let's put in the NRIC number. We can put in the country of origin, race, and religion. And then we can say STL applicable, and is the person exempt employee from tax calculations? And then we can save it. Next, let's click on Import Employee, and let's download a sample file and open it. Now we're at the employee template. Inside here, you can fill in all your employee details. If you already have an employee information in Excel or a CSV file, you can just use that and drag and drop it. So inside here, we have the first and last name, the email address, the designation, date of birth, the gender, date of joining, and confirmation, the address, basic salary, and the period. Is it hourly, monthly, or yearly? Payment method, and your bank information. So if you select direct deposit, you'll have to put in the bank information, your immigration status, your NRIC or FIN number, nationality, country of origin, race, religion, and is it SDL applicable? Now, if you're a permanent resident, you'll have to put in your start date for your permanent residence, employee qualifications. For employment pass, you have to put in your employment pass issue date, employment pass expiry date. For S-Pass, same thing, you have to put in the S-Pass issue date and expiry date. And you also have to put in the S-Pass sector and the dependency ceiling, and if it's foreign worker level applicable. Then you have your work permit number, work permit issue date, work permit expiry date, work permit work pass worker category, and work pass sector. So you have to put in all this information. Once everything's filled in, then you can save it and then you can upload it. Then you can just drag and drop the file into here, or you can click Browse, select the file, and then click Open. If you have your own file, again, you just do the same thing. You just drag and drop into here, or you click Browse, select that file, and Open. After that, you click Next. Inside here, you can see all your fields. Now, if you have your own Excel sheet that you're using, and the names may not match, So you can see this is the Disquera headers, and this is your import field header. So you can select from your import field headers which one should be matching to the Disquera one. After that, you can click Next. Then you can check the information, see if anything's invalid. I see one invalid record. Let's go and take a look. And we can see religion. So let's go there and take a look, open it, and select which one we want. So for example, maybe Other. And then we can click Submit, and it'll be uploaded. And the employees have been added. Next, let's click on Contractor. And inside here, let's add a contractor. Inside here, we can add an individual or business contractor. So let's start with individual. Let's put in the first name, Jim Lowe. Display name, email address, we can put in any address if we want to. We can put in the hourly wage. So for example, $60 per hour. We can select the payment method. Is it direct deposit, cash, or check? And after all that, we can click Save. And now our contact's been added. Now we can click Add Contact again, and this time let's do it for a business. Let's put in the first name, the last name, business name, email address, then we can put in the address. We can determine if it's hourly wage or fixed amount. This time let's do fixed amount. And we can select the payment method. So for example, this time let's do a direct deposit. Let's select the bank, put in the branch code, and the account number. And let's save. All right, so we've added our contractors. Next, let's go to components. Inside here, we can see our components, our type, our amount type, our CPF, tax, SDL, SHG, and status. We can see which ones it applies to. We can also import the component values and add components. I can put in the component name, for example, like bonus, and I can choose the component type. Is it an earning or a deduction? And then I can choose, is it fixed or is it a variable? Is it based upon a percentage of your basic salary, percentage of a specific component, or amount per day for days worked? Then, is it applicable to all users or a specific user? I can determine the frequency. Is it every pay run, monthly, quarterly, or yearly? And does it fall under any compliance? Should this amount be applied to CPF, tax, SDL, or SHG? After everything's done, I can just save it, but since we already have a bonus here, I'm just going to press cancel. Next, let's go to pay schedules. And you can see we have a pay schedule here. If I want to add additional pay schedules, I can by clicking Add Pay Schedule. I can put in the name, for example, maybe weekly. And I can choose the pay period, monthly, weekly, twice per month, or bi-weekly. So let's just do weekly here. I can activate and deactivate the days. So for example, if I don't want Tuesday or I want Tuesday, I just click on it. I can select the payday, first pay date, and I can select the work period. So for example, to July 2nd, and apply. And is this applicable to all users or a specific user? And then I can save it. So for example, Jim Bradley. Save. And it's been added. Next, let's go to Payroll, Pay Run, and let's add a pay run. Let's select monthly. Let's select the work period, so maybe let's do this for June. And let's apply it to all users. And let's click Process. Now inside here we can see all the employees, the overtime, loss of pay, any additional earnings, any deductions, and employee contribution for SDL, FWL, CPF, and I can see the net pay here. If I want to update overtime, I just click on overtime here. I can change the rate. So for example, if I want this to be 4, and I want this to be maybe 10 hours, for example. I can also click on the 3 dots, click Edit, And I can update the loss of pay, update overtime, and I can add a component here. So for example, if I want to add in a bonus. And I input the amount. And then I can add the component. And then I can save it. And now it's been updated. I can then click Next. See, the information's been updated. Process payroll. And it says, to ensure accuracy, please review your payroll numbers and make sure they are 100% correct. Do you wish to continue to process payroll? Yes. Inside here, then I can view the summary. Make sure everything looks correct. And if I want to, I can cancel the payroll or click Finish. Now, inside here, I can click on the eye icon and see the summary. And I can also click on the little payment or credit card icon, and then I can generate the GIRO file. I can select DBS. I can put in the batch ID. Interesting. I can select the account, select the pay date, GIRO status. I can see generated or not generated. I can select the employees, and I can generate the GIRO file. And my GIRO file has now been generated, and it comes in a text file. And then I can go to my bank and upload it, and then process the payroll. I can also click on GIRO, and I can see my pay period, my pay schedule, pay day, net pay, employees, GIRO, generated total. Next, let's click on payroll, and let's click on Contractor Pay Run. Inside here, let's pay contractors. Let's select the pay date. We can say applicable to all contractors or a specific one. I can select here if I want to, but let's do all. And let's proceed to payroll. I can see the information is populated. I can input the time worked. So maybe. And again, I can click on the three dots. I can edit it. And if I want to, I can add in a component here. Let's click Next. If all the information looks good, process pay run. And to ensure accuracy, please review your payroll numbers and make sure they are 100% correct. Do you wish to continue to process payroll? Yes. And then we can view the summary here, and we can click Finish. And you can see the contractor pay run has been completed. Next, let's click on Employees, Employee List. And let's click on an employee. So for example, let's click on Felicity. Inside here, I can see her pay stub, and I can download it. I can open it, and I can see the information here. Now let's go back to Employee List. Let's go to Contractor, and let's click on one of the contractors. And I can also download his pay slip here, or pay stub, and I can also open it and take a look. Next, let's go to Reports. So inside here, I can see my different types of reports. I can see my payroll reports, CPF, and IRAS. I can go to my payroll summary report and see the last date pay period, and I can select that here. I can select for all employees or a specific employee, and I can export it. I can also go to my CPF e-submission report, and I can select my CPF account, select the year and month, and I can download my CPF e-submission file. I can go to my IRAS summary report. I can select the year, status, submitted, not submitted, and I can determine the format. File format is Excel or PDF, and I can generate the report or download it. I can select my CPF account, my employee and year for my IR8A form. I can do the same again for my IR8S form, my Appendix 8A, Appendix 8B, my IRS e-submission form. So if I click here, again, I select the count, year, the form type, IR8A, IR8S, Appendix 8A, Appendix 8B, and I can download the file. And we also have the IRAS IAS submission. So inside here, my CPF account, year, my employees, and I can start looking at this information, validate and submit. I can see any IRAS submitted files and IRAS submitted and validation log. And that was a quick look at Singapore payroll into Scare People.